Mick Mulvaney's here, founding member of the House Freedom Caucus, now a NewsNation contributor. Chris Stirewalt, NewsNation political editor. Mick, I'm going to start with you since you're Catholic. What would happen, all right, if we took their phones away, we locked them in some conference room in Capitol Hill and said, here's how it's going to work. You're going to vote, there's Catholic Mass. You're going to vote again, there's Catholic Mass. We'll give you food and water, but you don't come out until you have a speaker. How long would it take?
In all seriousness, they'd probably start killing each other. It's really bad, Leland. I've talked to some folks today. I'm on the road, obviously, but I've been talking to folks back in Washington, D.C. And this tactic of pressuring some of the moderates has really backfired on Jim Jordan. I don't even think Jim had anything to do with it directly. I know Jordan. He's a combative guy, but that doesn't seem like it's his style. It is the style of some people like Matt Gaetz, who really want to see Jim Jordan to be speaker. I'm not saying it's Matt. I don't know who it is, but whoever is doing it has probably sunk Jim Jordan's chances of becoming speaker. He put out a tweet yesterday, says, "Can't we all get along?" And while his folks are arm twisting behind the scenes, that doesn't sell well within the conference.
Well, it's not even arm twisting. It's not even arm twisting behind the scenes, right? I mean, you've got Sean Hannity out there sort of publicly whipping votes and threatening Republican members. You now have a Nebraska Republican group saying that they're going to show up at Don Bacon's Omaha office with crowds over House Speaker. I've never heard anything like this. Chris, since we're on the topic of the Middle East.
With all due respect, that's a little bit different because that's not a member, right? I'm not responsible for what my Tea Party or my grassroots folks do back home. If I'm pressuring somebody in the chamber, which is what is happening, it's member pressuring member. That's the kind of stuff that frays people's nerves really, really quickly. Much more. We all know how to deal with the folks back home. It's part of the business. But when the members are doing it, that's a problem.
All right, fair enough. And it's different also in terms of just how it makes you feel. Chris, since we're on the topic of the Middle East, I'm a Middle East nerd. Abba Eban, the former foreign minister in Israel. Palestinians never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. I feel like that now applies to Republicans.
So when you look at the universe of these 22 people who voted against or didn't vote for Jim Jordan today, you've got 11 of them who are from districts that are Republican, barely Republican, toss up, or slightly Democrat, right? So you've got that universe. These are the New York Republicans. These are people from competitive districts. They don't want to go with Jim Jordan into the general election. They don't want to drag that through. But it's the next 11 that are really interesting and revealing. And I think some of this blame ends up on the feet at the feet of Kevin McCarthy. So you have the next 11. And these are people who are from very Republican districts, like real Republican districts. And what Kevin McCarthy, here's what I hear from talking to members today and yesterday, including a couple of people on that list. So Kevin McCarthy wanted to remain speaker. Then when he lost the speakership, he didn't get in hard and push for Steve Scalise, right? He didn't get in there, and he even was undercutting Scalise, going on TV and saying, like, well, if they come and ask me, I don't know, maybe I'll do it, I'm not sure. And then McCarthy puts his shoulder in for Jordan, because I think what Kevin McCarthy wanted was to what Nancy Pelosi has with Hakeem Jeffries, to be of counsel, to be the senior statesman, to be the power behind the throne. And consequently, there is all of this frustration among the normies, among those people from those conservative districts who say, we're sick of it, we're sick of the backstabbing, we're sick of all this stuff. And I will tell you a last thing. Mick Mulvaney was right. Mick Mulvaney wrote a prescient piece in The Hill where he talked about what you really need is just a speaker who enforces the rules. And we're actually moving in that direction, because if that's what we get with Patrick McHenry, we'll call it the Mulvaney factor.
You see, it's shocking. The panel now agrees. You both have given individual answers long enough that we have agreement. Time has expired, gentlemen.
Go back to the part where Stirewalt said I was right. I love hearing that. I don't hear that.
Okay, we'll get it clipped for you, and you can just keep retweeting it every day. Gentlemen, it's good to see both of you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.